Good morning and Jai Hind everyone. So yesterday we were studying about to evaluation the value of iota for the different integral powers or n. Understand? And in that previous classes, all you learn how to find the values of integral powers of iota as well as uh, some questions which be in a form of proof that like any results. Understand? And yes, today we start from complex number. So you write about complex number, and write it. The number of the number of the form uh, a plus ib. Yes, write in this way. The number of the form a plus ib where a and b, the number of the form a plus ib where a and b are two real numbers are known as are two real number written is known as complex number, is known as complex number. Means the number which is in a form of a plus ib is known as complex number. It is represented by z. It is represented by z. So you write hence z is equal to a plus ib. So the number which be in a form of z is equal to a plus ib is known as complex number. So here you see that the coefficient of I is b and here you have a. But here a and b both are real number. But this a is known as real part of z. This is known as real part of z. In short, you can write real part of z like that. This is known as real part of z, and this b, as here b is the coefficient of I, which I is your here imaginary number. That's why b is known as imaginary part of z. IMZ. IMZ means imaginary part of Z, and this A is known as real part of Z. So here you see that in a complex number, here you have two parts. One part is real part of known as real part of Z, and the other is known as imaginary part of Z. Okay, and this is also its standard form. Means the form a plus ib is the standard form of the complex number. So uh, this is your standard form. Understand? So if you have to any complex number like y is a plus ib, so you can very easily find its what is its real part and what is its imaginary part. Understand? So for example, here you have so many examples of complex numbers. So if you write here only 2, here you write only 2. So that is also complex number. This 2 is also complex number. How? This 2 can be written as 2 plus 0i. 2 plus 0i. So you can write here 2. Simply you can write here 2i. 2i. So if you want to express that 2i in standard forms, so what you write? 0 plus 2i. So 2i is here complex number. Only you can write, so that is also a complex number. And you can write in this way also, 2 plus 3i. This is also a complex number. Okay. So all these are the examples of complex number. Understand? So here you see that in 2, if you write here only 2, this is a complex number, but there is no any uh, imaginary part. Here, this 2 contains no any imaginary part, only 2 real parts are present there. So you can say that, oh, this complex number is purely real. This is what? purely real. So here you have to one of the conclusion that any complex number is said to be purely real if imaginary part is equal to 0. If imaginary part of z is 0, so you can say that the complex number is purely real. So you write that points also. Okay, you make a star and note that point. Yes, right. Uh, Complex number z. Yes, right in this way. Complex number z is said to be purely real. Complex number z is said to be purely real if if, yeah, right in this way, if imaginary part of z is equal to 0. If imaginary part of z is equal to 0. Understand? And right in second step, a complex number is said to be purely imaginary if real part of z is equal to 0. You write in this way. If its real part of z is equal to 0. So from these example here, you have two concepts also. Okay, so here you think about the purely real number or simply complex number or purely imaginary number. So here you have a condition when you want to prove any number is purely real. So no doubt, uh, if you that be sufficient. If you prove that, if you're trying to show that yes, its imaginary part is 0, so the number which you have is purely said to be purely real. Understand? Okay. Now you next write next topic: equality of complex number. Equality. Yes, right. Equality. Equality of complex number. Equality of complex numbers. Yes, right. Equality of complex number means what? What are the condition when you say that the two complex numbers are equal? So here you take two complex number. So suppose here you take in this way. Let z1 is any complex number. So let z1 is equal to a plus ib, a plus ib, and z2 is any other complex number. Z2 is equal to suppose c plus id. C plus ID. Suppose here you have two complex numbers Z1 and Z2. Understand? And they are said to be equal. That's right. Let Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z2 is equal to C plus ID are said to be equal if if A is equal to C and B is equal to D. If A is equal to C and B is equal to D. So what is the meaning of that? If you have two complex number and they are said to be equal if its real parts, if their real parts are equal and if their imaginary parts are equal. Understand? So this is your condition. So you can write it in this way also. That is if only you write that is real part of z1 is equal to real part of z2. Means if real part of z1 and real part of z2 are equal, you can say that the complex number are equal. In the same way, if you have imaginary part of equal, imaginary part of z1 is equal to imaginary part of z2, then you can say that the two complex numbers are equal. So these are the two conditions when you say that the two given complex numbers are equal. Okay. Yes, write it. So if with the help of this concept by the equality of two complex number, you can also find the unknown quantity for that. You can also find the unknown quantity of that. For example, suppose if you have a question like that, for example, here you write, let Z1 is equal to 2 minus IY. Suppose you have Z1 and Z1 is equal to 2 minus IY, and Z2 is any other complex number which is equal to X plus 3I. X plus 3I are equal. Yes, right, in this way. If Z1 is equal to 2 plus IY, Z2 is equal to X plus 3I are equal, find X and Y. Find X and Y. So here you have to find the value of X and Y. So if you applying, so how you simplifying all that? So here it is given Z1 is equal to Z2. Here it is given Z1 and Z2 are equal. So what you write? 2 minus IY is equal to X plus 3I. That is given. So as per rule, if Z1 and Z2 are equal, so this implies real part of Z1 is equal to real part of Z2. Real part of Z1 is equal to real part of Z2. So if you are putting its value, so your real part of Z1 is 2. So here you write 2 and here you have X. So here you have a known quantity, X is equal to 2. In the same way, you can write imaginary part of Z1 is equal to imaginary part of Z2. So here the imaginary part of Z1 is equal to minus Y, and that is equal to 3. So you can say that yes, Y is equal to minus 3. So in this way, by the concept of equality of two complex number, you can also find the questions based on it, in which you have to find the unknown quantity. Okay, note it. And in the same way, just I give you a question which we see just the same type of similar type of this question where you have to find the value of A and B. So you're trying to simplify it. हाँ बेटा लिखो जरा, एक सेम इसी टाइप का क्वेश्चन दिख रहा है, प्रैक्टिस कर लो. लिखो if, yes right, if A plus I sorry A plus B minus I times of, if A plus B minus I times of 3A plus 2B, 3A plus 2B is equal to 3A plus 2B is equal to 5 plus 2I. 5 plus 2I. 5 plus 2I means here it is given the two complex number are equal. A plus B minus I times of 3A plus 2B is equal to 5 plus 2I. Find A and B. Find A and B. चलो जल्दी से बेटा इसको सॉल्व करो और बताओ क्या आया A और B की वैल्यू. Yes, comparing both sides. Comparing both sides and trying to find the values of A and B, and told me what is your result.
Sir, B 17 and A minus 12.
A is equal to minus 12 and B is equal to?
Yes, sir.
A equal to minus 12, B equal to 17.
Yes, it is correct. Yes, correct. Correct. Yes, beta, compare करके निकालो A और B की value and that gives your answer. Yes, good. A is equal to minus 12 and B is equal to 17. Here you compare it, A plus B is equal to 5 and here you have 3A plus 2B is equal to 2. And simplifying that two equation by elimination method, as you already do in class 10. हो गया सबका?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Your next topic is, yes, right, addition of complex numbers. Yes, right. Addition of complex number. Addition of complex number. Addition of complex numbers. Okay. If you assume here two complex numbers, let Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z2 is equal to C plus ID are the two complex numbers, then addition. So here you write Z1 plus Z2. Here you are adding Z1 plus Z2 is equal to A plus IB plus C plus ID. C plus ID. So the rules of the addition of two complex number is you have to add real part to real part and imaginary part to imaginary part. Understand? So here your a real part is A and here your imaginary real part is C. So their sum is A plus C. And if here you're taking I common and you have to add its imaginary part, so here you can write b plus d, b plus d. So this is the method of that is adding two complex number. Means when you have two complex number and if you want to add it, so you have to add real part to real part and its imaginary part to its imaginary part. So in this way you have the result. If you are seeing the result here, so what is given, just see it. Here you have a complex number Z1. A1 is the real part of Z1. B is the imaginary part of Z1. C is the real part of Z2. And D is the imaginary part of Z2. Understand? So if you have a numbers like that, so this type of condition here you have. So this implies a real part of Z1 plus Z2. If you think about the results here which you obtain, if you analyze the result, then which type of conclusion here you obtain. So if you take here Z1 plus Z2 and you are interested to find the what is the value of the real part of Z1 plus Z2, so the real part of Z1 plus Z2, here you have A plus C. Here you have A plus C, and A is what? A is real part of Z1. So you write real part of Z1 plus here you have real part of Z2. So this type of result here you have real part of Z1 plus Z2 is equal to real part of Z1 plus real part of Z2. In the same way, if you are interested to check its imaginary part, so you have imaginary part of Z1 plus Z2 is equal to B plus D, and B is your imaginary part of Z1 plus D, so imaginary part of Z, imaginary part of Z2. So here you have the conclusion about the addition of two complex number, and the sum can be obtained by adding real part to real parts and imaginary parts to its imaginary parts. Okay, note it. And if you study here about the addition of complex number, so as per means the number system which you already know, means natural number, integers, you know, real number, already you know all that type of numbers. Here there be also a properties of addition of complex numbers are there, means there exists the same type of properties in complex number also. Means in natural number or in integer, you know about the property of commutative law. Commutative law of addition of integers or addition of that means natural numbers. So in the same way, here in case of complex number, you have also the addition is commutative. Means properties of addition of complex number in this topic, what you have? Yes, addition is commutative. Means addition of two complex number is commutative. So you write in second point and check it how you are saying that its addition is commutative. Okay, right. Properties of addition, write your heading. Properties of addition of complex numbers. Properties of addition of complex numbers. Okay, and in that heading, you write first point, addition is commutative. Addition is commutative. So if you want to check it, how the addition of two complex number is commutative, so just see it. Suppose here you take two complex number, Z1 is equal to A plus IB and Z2 is equal to C plus ID, then you have already a result. Z1 plus Z2 can be written as A plus C or into here you have I and here you write B plus D. B plus D. You can write in this way. And here you already know that A and B are real number, C and D are real number, and you well know that the sum of two real numbers are commutative means commutative property hold for two real number, means you can write it as A plus B is equal to B plus A in case of real numbers. So here you, if you are seeing A plus C, so A plus C can be also written as C plus A. That can be written as C plus A because commutative, it's commutes, real numbers are commutative. And here B plus D can be written as D plus B. D plus B. Understand? Now, if you are seeing the result here, here you have like that, that is equal to Z2 plus Z1. Here you have Z2 plus Z1. So here, which type of result here you obtain? Here you see that Z1 plus Z2 is equal to Z2 plus Z1. This shows that the addition of two complex number is commutative. Yes, note it. Means commutative law is hold for two complex number. For all Z1, Z2 belongs to, that means complex number can be represented as C. Okay. Now, next property is associative property. Akansha, mute yourself. Yeah, thank you. So, your next property is associative. Yes, right. Addition is associative. So, if you write addition is associative, which type of result here you prove? So here you assume let Z1, Z2, Z3. Suppose here you are taking three numbers, three complex numbers. So Z1 is equal to A plus IB, and Z2 is equal to suppose C plus ID, and Z3 can be written as E plus IF. E plus IF. Suppose here you take three different, that means complex numbers. So first of all, you're trying to find the value of Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 in this way. Means the bracket is operated over first two complex number. So Z1 plus Z2 and here you have plus Z3. So just you write, if you are taking the sum of Z1 and Z2, so here you can write A plus C plus I times of B plus D. B plus D and plus here you can write E plus IF, means the value of Z3. The value of Z3 here you write. Babu? No. Now, if you are adding again, so here this complete bracket is treated just like a complex number. And if you are adding this complex number to this other, so again you have to follow the same condition. Means real part is added to real part. So your result is A plus C plus E. So here you have A plus C plus E plus I times of B plus D plus F. P plus D plus F. So that gives the result of Z1 plus Z2 times of in this way. है ना? So Z1 plus Z2 times of Z3. Sorry, plus Z3. And here you want to find the result for in which way you want to find your result. So just you think about it. And if you want to check the result, Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. Now see that if you applying here, so putting its value, so you have A plus IB plus here you adding first Z2 and Z3. So you can write C plus E plus I times of D plus F. And again, if you, that means adding these two results, so you have A So if you adding these two results, here you have a bracket. So you have A plus C plus E and plus I times of B plus D plus F. And here you see that yes, again you have the value. You will have your same value on both sides. Okay, so you can say that yes, associative law is hold for complex numbers. So Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 can be written as Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. So in this way you can prove that yes, associative law is hold for the addition of complex number. In the same way, your next property is existence of identity. So existence of identity. So if you are talking about the existence of identity, so no doubt your operation is positive plus addition operation. Over the addition operation, you have to check the existence of identity. So when you are saying that there be a existence of identity, means what number should be added to the complex number to get the same number. Means suppose if you have a complex number Z, suppose if you have any complex number Z, so what you add to that Z to getting the result again Z. So no doubt 0. And also
0.
yeah, and also previously just when I discussing about the topic complex number, I see that if you having a number 0, so 0 is also a complex number because 0 can be written as 0 plus 0i, 0 plus 0i. So you can say that yes, 0 identity exists for a complex number. So you write next heading, existence of, yes, right, existence of additive identity. Existence of additive identity. And note it, the complex number 0 is equal to 0 plus 0i. Yes, right, in this way. The complex number 0 is equal to 0 plus 0i is the identity element for addition. Identity element for addition. Okay. So if you are saying that 0 is the identity element, so you write that is Z plus 0. So if you write here z plus 0, so that is equal to z and is also equal to 0 plus z. That is also equal to 0 plus z. So that be the condition for the existence of identity. Understand? And your next topic is existence of additive inverse. Yes, right. Next heading, existence of additive inverse. So you have to differentiate in between the two property. The first one is here, existence of identity, and that be applicable over the whole of the operation. So if you are talking about identity, so means you have to take the operation, means if you have any complex number suppose, and here your operation is addition, maybe it be your operation is subtraction also, okay. So and your operation is division also, but here you study about only addition operation. So if you are adding, means you have to add uh, which complex number to a given complex number, you have the same complex number. So the number which you added here is known as the identity. Is known as identity. Understand? And in case of existence of identity, so the existence of identity means what? If you have any complex number, suppose if you have any complex number, then what which complex number, your what complex number is to be added to the given complex number to getting the identity element for complex number. Getting my point? जैसे मान लो आपको कोई भी कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर दिया गया है, अब उस अब यहाँ हियर फ्रॉम दिस property here it be clear, yes 0 is your identity, additive I mean additive identity for the complex number. Understand? Now in case of existence of additive inverse, so in case of additive inverse, suppose if you have a given complex number, so what other complex number is to be added to the given complex number, so you getting the identity element. So your identity element is 0. So suppose if you have any complex number z, so its additive identity is what?
minus z.
Minus z. Yes, minus z. So if you are adding minus z to z, you have 0. So that's why that minus z is known as additive inverse. Okay. So you're right about its definition. Yes, first you write existence of additive inverse for any complex number. Yes, right. For any complex number, and see on board also, for any complex number z is equal to a plus ib, there exist minus z, there exist minus z is equal to minus a plus I times of minus b. Right in this way. There exists minus z is equal to minus a times, sorry, minus a plus I times of minus b, such that z plus minus z, z plus minus z is equal to 0. Z plus minus z is equal to 0 and is also equal to minus z plus z, is also equal to minus z plus z. Understand? So minus z is called the additive inverse of z. Minus z is called additive inverse of z. So sometimes 1 marks questions are asked in such a way. Suppose any given complex number is given, and the question is find its additive inverse. So what you do? Only you have to change the sign of the elements. Means you take the minus z. Means suppose z is given, you write the value of minus z, and that value of minus z is the value of additive identity of the given complex number. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here the time is also about to close, and listen. Uh, some of the topics are completely omitted from your syllabus, you know, for this year only, and due to COVID-19, you already study about PMI, and you solved so many questions based on it, and yes, PMI is not in your syllabus for this year. Okay, and simply binomial theorem. One of the theorem you study about the topic permutation and combination. Okay, so the binomial theorem is also completely omitted. ये भी आपका हट गया है ना, रिड्यूस कर दिया गया है सीबीएसई की तरफ से, तो इसको भी पढ़ना नहीं है आपको। ऐसे ही इस तरह से बहुत सारे टॉपिक जो है ख़त्म कर दिए हैं, और इसमें कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर में भी बहुत सारे टॉपिक हटा दिया गया है, जैसे पोलर रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर। So in case of polar representation of complex number, you need to find the values of modulus